Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you the best Cypher setup on every map in the game. On Ascent, my favourite setup is on the B site, but I like to put a bit of utility in mid just in case my team don't hold it very well. So first I'll put a tripwire here. This means that you'll know if anyone's pushing through mid and they can't just sneak up on you and get an easy kill. Next, I'll pop my Cypher cage on top of this doorway here. Like this. I'll then go to this corner, walk straight at it. And then you aim just in this little crack here.
Yes, this should do.
Goes on top of the door. Finally, I'll put my other tripwire down here.
That goes there.
Or if it's getting destroyed, I'll put it against this corner, like that.
This is a nice spot.
So this is good, because obviously they can't sneak up through mid accidentally and like sneak up on you. If they do push up through mid, you can use this cage, and you can see under it and get their feet. Or if you're down here and you can't see under it, it still blocks line of sight, so you can rotate and go and close the door. Nice. Bite phase, oops. Right, and then this obviously stops them running into sight. And this is another one-way cage. If you're here, they can't see you at all. You can just get their feet easily. Finally, I'll place the camera after the prep phase is finished. My favourite one is here, as they really don't tend to check behind them when they're pushing this angle. But sometimes I do mix it up. I'll put it here. This gives great vision, but is very obvious. Or, if you want to be able to see them at spawn and see if they're there really early in the round, right on the corner here. And this gives you a little view of the corner, and you should just be able to see if anyone's pushing in there. Finally, if they know all of those cameras, I'll just use this one for mid instead, and just help my team holding mid. Gives a great view of the middle, and then you'll still be able to hear people if they're running up B main. So I'll be playing in sight like here. You can give callouts to your teammates, then you'll be able to hear them.
Cage triggered.
Like the cage on the feet. Obviously, this cage you're quite like exposed to that doorway, but if you use it in conjunction with that cage or only when it's safe to, you're all right. Also remember, if you're getting pushed too heavily, you can close this door to stop them running through. Next, let's look at my setup for bind. I've seen quite a lot of people saying they prefer B site, but I actually really like A site with Cypher on this map. So first the camera will go on this wall. Up at the top of that. Gives a great view of the whole site and both entrances. You think it's really obvious and they might shoot it, but when they're coming around that corner especially, it's the last of their worries looking high up on this wall. There's so many angles to check when you come into this site. Next, I'll set up this, what is it, A short. So there's a few tripwires you can use. This one, you can use it against it. Ooh.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
That's probably my favourite of them all. And you can even do one off the edge here. So yeah, just up there. That one's a bit harder to place. And then I'll also use a Cypher cage here.
This is a nice spot.
Then after the buy phase, I'll put my tripwire in the showers here. This tripwire is why I use Cypher on this site rather than on B, because it stops anyone pushing into site from showers without you knowing about it, so it frees up another one of your teammates to go play somewhere else. And then I use my other Cypher cage in the doorway here. You can do this before the bio phase is over. So then I'll play behind the boxes here, and you can obviously see anyone here. You can ping them, peek them, and then you can do that as well. But you'll know that they're coming from there, obviously, because of the tripwire, because they either have to destroy it or whatever. You can spray through this box as well. And through the corner up here. Obviously, you could play it up here. But if you do play in this corner, you then can't rotate out unless they're not holding that angle. This setup's also really good for retaking site, because obviously you can see the whole of site, and you can see where they're planting. And if they say they're attacking B and then TP over, they'll get caught in your tripwires there and there, which will slow them down, giving you enough time to rotate with your team. A final little note, if that camera keeps them getting destroyed, I'll either put it up here. This lets you see anyone come into sight. If they plant, they normally plant this side of sight, so you can see where the bomb is. Or I'll just use it on this wall here. Come up here. And this just gives more view of sight, but again, I much prefer that camera. Right, let's look at my Haven setup. Again, I like using the A site on here. So I'll pop my camera on here, out this window. Again, it looks very obvious, but it's not the angle people are checking when they're coming into sight. I'll then jump down. Careful, because you do take full damage if you jump down straight. I'll then just try to wipe out the entrances, basically. So this one.
That goes there.
Because if they get caught in the tripwire here, they're in such a bad position. They're just in the open. And then I'll use a cyber cage with it.
Yes, this should do.
Same with this one. Tripwire here.
This goes here. That goes there.
Because again, if they get stuck in this, you can shoot them through this box or whatever. So the reason I like Cypher on this site so much is that you can switch between these two entrances so quickly. Whereas say on like C, that big box, like in the middle of the site, if you go into C long and then to garage or whatever, it's a longer trek. So like the enclosed nature of this site mean that you can get the most out of it as a utility. So yeah, I'll play behind here using cover. If someone gets caught in the tripwire, shoot them through it. Same with this one. This setup's again great for retakes for if they're trying to do a late rotate, because they have to break it to get into sight, and you can see the whole of sight. You could also play from up here, but I really think Heaven's really expected. Obviously it's a really good position, but if you're trying to shoot someone there, you have to be on this side, meaning that you can get held in that corner by anyone here. But you can, like, if that tripwire is destroyed, you can mark people with your camera, then spray them through the wall, or like catch them in your cage after you've caught them. And look, this is what happens. Do not want to do that early round. Another quite nice trick is that if you've lost the first round and you need to use like a shotgun or whatever, you can play just around this corner, catch anyone out there. Same here. If you're going to do that though, I'd move the cyber cage here, because if you're playing in this corner, you're pretty stuck if anyone's in that area, so you can use this to rotate out. If the camera up there keeps them getting destroyed, you can use it in the corner here, because it hides behind that basket. Lets you see if anyone's coming into sight. You can also joke off the window like that. Use it up here. This is quite obvious, but it does give a great view of sight. And finally, let's look at my split setup. So I'll always hold B site on split, because I find the A site a bit open, and the tripwires are just in bad positions if you have to use them. So the default tripwire is here. And I'll use a cyber cage with this. And then after the buy phase is finished, I'll come in here, put my camera on this wall. This lets you see if anyone's like holding either side of this wall. It can get destroyed, but it is pretty hidden. Then I'll also use a tripwire here. Just because if it catches them in this corridor, it might slow them down. Then I'll just hold the other cyber cage. You can obviously play this position from here, or bang anyone here. But again, if they hold this angle, you're stuck here unless you kill them, which is a difficult thing. So I'd much prefer playing on this side, because then it's unexpected whether you're here or here. And again, if you have to play with the shotgun one round, you play just tight against this wall. If you are doing that, I would probably use my tripwire here then. Then you can play close here. Then they'll be slowly walking up to this, and then you can just quickly round the corner and bang bang. If that camera keeps on getting destroyed, I'll use one here instead, so you can pop it on the edge here. This gives it a nice view here, and it's like not as obvious as on this wall, or you can put it on there as well. So I'll always use this in my setup. Ooh, where is he? There we go, with this one. But if my team isn't holding mid very well, and they're pushing up here a lot, after the round starts, you have to rotate up and place it here, because they can't get over it. And even if they went like this, actually it should be a little bit higher up. So here, they can't duck under it. And even if they're up here, they can't jump over it. And then I'll use my side cage here. So I still like to play in sight, even if I set up in mid like that. But if your team die in mid, you can use to activate that cage. That will slow them down, and then you can either rotate up through your spawn or up to that wire, and you can still hold this. And again, if they come, like, rotate back later in the game, you can see the common plant spot, and if anyone's coming through here. You can also play from up here if you want to. One thing to be careful with is that tripwire is very close to the ground, so if they learn about it, they might just try and jump over it. That's why pretty often I only use tripwires at waist height, but that's just such a nice little hidden spot and so much less obvious than using it on the wall there. If later on in the round you know that mid's clear, you can move your tripwire out here. I wouldn't do this at the start of the round because they'll probably use utility and it'll probably get destroyed, but later on it'll just stop anyone sneaking up on you. So yeah, if you've had to rotate to A site, look, you can still see most of site, see if anyone's here, slow them down. They won't be able to come through mid without you knowing, and that'll give you time to get round to site again. And that's all my best and favourite Cypher setups for each of the maps. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.